When everyone I told said the same thing, why not wait for a clear weekend? And every time, I gave the same answer, because a clear weekend is easy. Anyone can enjoy that. But this, packing up and heading out when the sky is heavy and the forecast says rain all day, this is a different kind of experience entirely, and I wanted it. I drove out early. The road into the camping ground was quiet. Vet. The trees on either side already dark with moisture. The kind of morning where everything feels muted and slow, and the world seems like it hasn't fully woken up yet. I pulled into my spot and stepped out. The rain was light then, a fine even mist, the kind that doesn't feel like rain, until you realize everything you're wearing is damp. I stood there for a moment, looked around at the open field, the tree line in the distance, the sky sitting low and gray and full. I breathed it in, and I thought, yes, this is exactly what I needed. 2. The tent went up first, obviously, but this isn't just any tent. It's big, genuinely big, the kind of structure that makes people stop and look twice when they see it going up in a campsite, because it doesn't look like camping equipment. It looks like something someone made a real decision about. Inflatable frame, which means no poles to wrestle with in the wind. I laid it out flat, checked orientation, made sure the door was facing the right direction, away from the wind, toward the view, then the pump. It takes a few minutes. You watch the tent slowly come to life, the beams filling, the walls rising, the whole structure pulling itself up off the ground, with this quiet, steady confidence. 1 minute, it's a pile of folded fabric. 4 minutes later, it's a room. I staked every corner down, with extra length on the guy lines. In rain and wind, you don't take shortcuts with staking. You do it properly, or you wake up at midnight, fixing it in the dark. I walked around the outside once, checking everything, pulling on each line, pressing on the walls. Nothing moved. That wasn't supposed to. Good. We're doing this. 3. Stepping through the tent door and zipping it shut behind you. That is a specific feeling. The rain is immediately somewhere else, still audible, still constant, but separated from you by a layer of fabric that is doing exactly what it was made to do. I started with the basics. The inflatable mattress went down first, wide and thick, nothing like the thin foam mat that old camping memories are made of. A proper sleeping surface. I made it up with a linen duvet, a blanket across the foot, 2 real pillows, the kind of bed you'd climb into anywhere and feel comfortable. Then the lighting, string lights along the ceiling, warm, not bright, the kind of light that makes any space feel curated. 2 small lanterns on the floor, on either side of the mattress, a reading light clipped to the side of the tent wall. Layers of light, each one adding warmth, rather than brightness. A low folding table in the center, a chair beside it, padded, the kind you can actually sit in for hours, without your back complaining. A small rug on the floor, not necessary, but it changes everything about how the space feels underfoot. I arranged things slowly, no rules. By the time I was done, the inside of that tent looked like a room someone had thought carefully about. I stood in the middle of it, looked around, and felt genuinely pleased. Then, I put the kettle on. 4. The camp kitchen set up in the covered area, just outside the tent entrance. A small table, the portable stove, everything organized, and within reach. I put water on first, always water first, because whatever else you're going to make, it starts from heat and water, and there's no point rushing anything until that's ready. While it heated, I prepped the food. Simple, deliberately simple. Out here, simple food done well is better than complicated food done badly. A one-pot meal that smells good and warms you from the inside. That's the whole goal. The rain picked up while I cooked, properly heavy now, loud on the canopy above the kitchen area, running in thin lines, off the edge of it, onto the grass. I stood there, with the spatula in one hand, listening to it, watching the steam rise from the pot. There's something about cooking outside in rain that feels almost ceremonial, like you're doing something your body recognizes. From somewhere very old, the tea came first. While the food finished, I carried it inside, wrapped both hands around the mug, and sat down in the chair. First sip, hot, slightly sweet, the rain drumming steadily above. There is no version of this moment I would trade for being indoors. 5. Let me try to describe the sound. It starts as one thing, and then you realize it's made of many things, layered together. There's the sound of rain on the tent fabric, a soft, continuous percussion, even and steady. Then there's rain on the leaves of the trees nearby, slightly different, a fuller sound, more alive. Then individual drops that have gathered and fall heavier from branches above, distinct, separate, random in the best way. And underneath all of it, the wind, not loud, not aggressive, just moving, passing through. I sat in the chair with my food, and I didn't put anything on. No music, no background noise, added to background noise. Just this, the real sound of weather happening. Outside a shelter, I had set up with my own hands through the small clear window panel. In the tent wall, I could see out across the field, everything green and gray, the tree lines soft through the mist, a bird landing briefly on a fence post, and then vanishing again. Nobody else was out there. The whole field, the whole morning, all of it was just mine. I ate slowly. I wasn't in a hurry to finish. I wasn't in a hurry to do anything. This was the point. This exactly. Sitting still, inside something warm and comfortable, while the world outside did what it wanted. No stress here, not even a little. 6. People imagine camping in rain as something to survive. I want to change that. Bad weather camping is not about suffering through. It's not about being tough or proving something. It's about experiencing a version of the outdoors that most people never get to feel because they leave the moment the sky turns gray. When you camp in rain, the world quiets down around you. Other campers leave. The trail's empty. The noise of a busy campsite, families, kids, generators, music, all of it goes away. What's left is just the forest and the rain and you. That's not a punishment. That's a gift. And inside a tent like this, warm, dry, beautifully set up, you're not really roughing it at all. You're just choosing to be present in a different kind of environment, one that has sounds you can't hear in a city, one that has a pace you can't find in an office. The rain that was supposed to ruin this trip is the reason this trip is as good as it is. I genuinely believe that. Rain outside, warm inside, tea finished, everything quiet, no stress, no rules, just peace, just this moment. See you in the next one.